Imagine being 8 years old again, but instead of cherishing your innocence and playing games with your friends at school, you had to go to work in the local factory. In the 1800s, free public education for all children was seen as a radical idea, an impossible dream for those kids who have worked long hours in dangerous workspaces. It is hard to imagine such a world since we have lived our entire lives with public education available in the United States, yet we take it for granted. The National Center for Education Statistics show a dip in performance in both reading and math between 2020 to 2022. Although this is most likely due to the pandemic, we cannot ignore the unprepared response public schools had to the issue, nor the rising sadness, hopelessness, and suicide rates for the 10 years leading up to 2020. American schools negatively impact students' mental health due to large workloads and frequent standardized testing. This can be reduced by mirroring the standards from nations like Finland, which have a higher academic standing than the United States. First off, school does not accommodate for the biological needs of adolescents in the middle of puberty. Ideally, children in puberty should sleep between 8 to 10 hours per every 24-hour period. This is hard to maintain with the weekly homework of 7 classes, extracurricular activities, relevant assessments, projects, and tests which must be studied for. Keep in mind, this undermines the fact that they still need to eat, travel to and from school, and take care of their home life. Most students either decide to lose out on sleep, neglecting their own health and mental state, or to forego a genuine attempt at school, thus doing poorly in their classes. As stated by the Interborough Center of Development and Consultation Center, in today's fast-paced world, teenagers face numerous challenges as they navigate the ups and downs of adolescence. Schools should learn to work with the needs of developing students. Additionally, students don't actually have any interest in the work assigned to them, which is best demonstrated by multiple choice questions. This makes most assignments a student receives not only boring, but forgettable, which actually discourages student participation. Kathy Vatterott, a professor at the University of Missouri, St. Louis, and the author of Rethinking Homework in 2009, has done extensive research on how homework affects children and has even advocated for the removal of homework entirely. When schools pull back on homework, we're not seeing negative impacts. Schools are saying kids are more engaged, more curious, and they have more time to think about learning and to enjoy it. This gives kids a healthy school and home balance, which minimizes the burnout felt from schoolwork, while also encouraging kids to participate more in class. Furthermore, school facilities should implement programs of resources that better aid the declining mental health of the students. Many kids feel isolated, overwhelmed, or alone in their lives, with no outlet or money to seek professional help outside of school. Children should be able to have resources, either to develop coping skills or provide a safe space to communicate with a trusted adult. On the topic of students' mental health, the CDC writes, programs that improve students' social skills and emotional development also improve academic performance and are a proven prevention strategy widely used in schools. This shows that investing in the psychology needs of kids, schools can in turn receive a better overall performance. Although the research supports my claims, would implementing in-school resources and removing homework really help the United States in the long term? Finland has already been doing all of this since the 1960s and has seen exponential results not only in performance but in long-term education as well. Lionel Hancock writes, 93% of Finns graduate from academic or vocational high schools, 17.5 percentage points higher than the United States, and 66 go on to higher education, the highest rate in the European nation. Additionally, there are no mandated standardized tests in Finland. Apart from one exam at the end of students' senior year in high school, there are no rankings, no comparisons or competition between students, schools, or regions. Finland's approach to school is vastly different from that of U.S. school. Finland is more collaborative and encourages working with your peers instead of individualizing people and assigning worth to a numerical grade. This also improves the enthusiasm kids feel to learn by focusing on the experience of learning rather than the result. Finland does not have any graded homework to assign, nor does the classwork consist of filling out paperwork. Instead, learning is hands-on and involves creativity, leaning into the natural interests of students as an engaging experience. The United States has come a long way from the days of child labor in factories, but has remained stagnant in the process of modern education. In order to keep up with the advances of technology and workplace values, schools must evolve to prepare students for what tomorrow's workplace requires. More than ever, jobs look for those with emotional maturity, creative problem-solving, and teamworking skills. However, if we want successful adults as our future doctors, lawyers, teachers, and presidents, The U.S. Department of Education needs to help the children of its nation now.